Hello, welcome back to the Irish Guy channel, and hello? Anyone out there? No, there's nobody here. I mean, how best to sum up this Irish Guy channel? It's probably just me shouting into an empty cave. I mean, I might as well just go and relocate to the hills of Bolivia. Just drink frog soup out of a hole in the wall, and maybe marry a local sheep. I mean, I'm guessing out there the internet connection would be dodgier than Prince Andrew's Tinder account. But at least then, it's the same views as this. I mean, let's be honest, lads. Look at the health of this YouTube channel. Just looking at it, it looks a bit like coming across a stray dog on the street dying of scurvy. You know, the type where their breath smells like a baboon's arse crack. I mean, looking at this channel's analytics, it's probably the same way my mother used to look at my school report card. I mean, the only subject I was acing was religion, and that's only because I was doing favors for the priest. What? I just asked him to share my Jaffa cakes at lunch, amongst other things. But honestly, who wants to see videos about Jake Paul, am I right? I mean, you'd probably all rather stick a fork in your eye than see another video with Tommy Fury in the thumbnail, right? So right now, this channel, pathetic. I know what you're all thinking, right? That really, I should just take this ugly, horrible, decrepit thing off life support. What a shocking way to speak about your own granny. But no, you're probably all willing me to chuck this laptop in a bin, right? And lay this channel to rest. Come on, finally, just put this rotten thing to sleep. And no, I'm not quoting that Swindon judge when talking about Deji's dog. I mean, R.I.P. Tank, I guess. I don't know, didn't he maul a postwoman to death before chewing a toddler like a sandwich? I don't know, I only really skimmed the headline of BBC. But no, sorry lads, sorry to disappoint, but in 2022, I'm planning on going hard with this channel. Regular uploads, regular content. Let's try and fly past 100,000 subscribers. Come on lads, this is the road to the plaque. And that's not just because I haven't been to the dentist in 3 years. But alright, okay, I'm gonna get into the rhythm with this channel. Regular uploads, and lads, I think maybe one solid staple for this channel could be a weekly news roundup of the week. I know, right? How original! What a bright spark! Just call me the Irish Steve Jobs. Okay then, let's start with a weekly roundup. Let's call it Irish Guy News, IGN. What do you mean that already exists? Oh, for f***! Logan Paul buys fake Pokemon cards. Alright, let's see what the first story is then.
YouTube star turned boxer Logan Paul fears he spent $3.5 million on fake Pokemon cards.
3.5 million on Pokemon cards. Shiny chunks of cardboard. I'm sorry, what? I mean, I remember collecting Pokemon cards as a 9-year-old boy. I mean, I remember trying to bring fake ones into school. All I did was just scribble a dinosaur on the back of a cereal box, called it a Charizard, and gave it to the Ralph Wiggum of the class. You know, the type of guy who used to drink Tropicana out of his pencil case. But Logan Paul, how much money does he have that he can spend nearly £4 million on a picture of Bulbasaur or Pikachu? I don't understand. How can collecting Pokemon cards be so lucrative? I mean, I never really understood Pokemon. It was just about some weird Japanese kid who clearly used to molest his yellow pet rabbit when the cameras were off. I mean, it was just a creepy show. Even the slogan, "Gotta catch 'em all," sounds like a slogan for Ted Bundy. But honestly, he kept all of these animalistic creatures stuffed in a ball. I'm sorry, he kept a massive dragon and a Snorlax that probably weighs more than James Corden. And he kept them all trapped in a circular cage so small it can fit in your pocket. I'm surprised these animals didn't have digestive problems or broken backs. I mean, that's borderline animal cruelty. But back to Logan Paul. Considering I would imagine that most adult Pokemon collectors look like this and are mostly 55-year-old virgins who live with their mom, then I imagine this fella is probably their king, right? Although honestly, after his controversy in 2018, you would think Logan Paul would want to distance himself from anything created in Japan.
Toyota, I choose you. I'm gonna catch you. I choose you.
But I mean, the Pokemon collectors, Christ above. There's a fellow called Gary who calls himself King Pokemon. Okay then, let's see your king.
Everybody, King Pokemon here. I got such a good reaction to a number of the videos that I was doing.
King! He looks like an old man who works the night shift at Chuck E. Cheese. He looks like someone who probably stores dead rabbits in his fridge. Oh, whatever. Back to Logan then. Prize him up for the ring walk for his Floyd Mayweather fight. He entered the ring wearing a $10,000 Pokemon card wrapped around his neck. Oh, naturally, because you're about to fight one of the greatest boxers of all time. Oh, then clearly you'd want to be accompanied by a Blastoise. Oh, actually, excuse me, no, it was a Charizard. My mistake. Very cool. I mean, no, it's the same difference. It's still just a basic cartoon drawn in 1998 by some depressed illustrator trapped in some Chinese warehouse, still crying over the fact that he lost custody of the kids. And somehow that one card alone was apparently worth $1 million. $1 million? No.
BGS 10, a Beckett 10, first edition Charizard. Pokemon card around my neck.
that is a $1 million card. Like I said this, like it's a $1 million card.
That's a flex.
No. 15 years ago, I could have traded that card in for an egg sandwich and a hug. $1 million. I actually feel sick.
Just dropped 3.5 mil on the sealed and authenticated box of first edition Pokemon cards.
It's a $3.5 million box. We're sitting in the vicinity of 11 first edition base set Pokemon boxes. This will probably never happen again. Is this the only one that we know of that exists?
Until somebody shows another one, it's the only one.
How many first edition Charizards that are inside here?
Charizards they've been eaten.
I can hear them, fam. They're trying to get out, bro.
Fat motherfucker.
Well, according to experts, these are fake. I mean, good. That should teach you a lesson for spending eye-watering amounts of money on things you can find on a children's playground. Settle down, Gil. I mean, honestly, what next? Are you then going to spend the price of a house on whatever comes out of a Kinder Egg? KSI and Logan Paul's drink. And sticking with the Logan Paul theme, he and KSI have teamed up to fight again. No, obviously not. Imagine that. He doesn't have time to fight Jake, but he'll fight his brother for sure. You know, in a car park outside Aldi. No. KSI and Logan. I mean, their frosty relationship has softened recently. I mean, before, sure, they didn't really like each other all that much. But KSI recently went to Logan's podcast. Logan made a cameo appearing in the KSI show. You know, that thing apparently scripted by the writers of American Dad. And was apparently about as enjoyable as mouth ulcers. But this is what they're doing now.
We have created our own drink company. Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Hydration. We are officially business partners. We are no longer rivals.
We're against literally all the big companies. All right, us little guys and doing our YouTube thing, or boxers, musicians, YouTubers, etc. Like.
Oh, yes, what a coherent speech. It's like listening to Martin Luther King. Now I know why his album was titled All Over the Place. I like you, JJ, but you're rambling like Kanye West at a tea party. But yeah, they've teamed up to release Prime Hydration because drinking water from a tap is just too damn simple. I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I'm guessing that this tastes like bottled goat piss because in this promo photo, KSI is barely dribbling it on his tongue, you know, as if he's been forced to drink something that he scooped out of his granny's toilet bowl. But from a business standing point, then it's brilliant. For a company like Prime Hydration, whoever they are, to have their drink advertised by two of the most famous internet celebrities on the planet. I mean, this still won't rival the big drinks companies. I mean, this isn't gonna be KSI's answer to Conor McGregor's Proper 12. No. Honestly, the day this product outsells Coca-Cola in a calendar year, or not even Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite, alright? Sprite. The day it outsells that is the day that I eat a bag of my own teeth. But still, clever business, well done. But if KSI ever does fight Jake Paul, then we're gonna watch Logan Paul ringside praying for his business partner to get knocked into next week. Bit of a conflict of interest, but yeah, I hope nobody got the wrong end of the stick for this one.
The final chapter. Logan Paul teases trilogy fight with KSI with announcement due next week regarding final chapter event.
Oh, Dave Fraser, you sneaky little cat. You know exactly what you're doing with that headline. Trying to melt the brains of 11-year-olds nationwide. I mean, imagine their disappointment now when they see it's just a chance for these fellas to sell expensive coconut water on the internet. It's probably about as anticlimactic as Toy Story 4. Jake Paul versus Dana White. Okay, I'm gonna very quickly sum this one up. Head honcho of UFC and professional egg Dana White has come out and asks the walking headache that is Jake Paul if he can randomly drug test him.
Jake, you never responded to the challenge. I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years. Let's do this, Jake.
A bit obsessive, Dana, for a man who's not even competing in your sport. I mean, this man claims that Jake Paul isn't in his head, that he's just some irrelevance, like a fat mosquito on a plane. But why then are you volunteering to collect samples of his piss at any time that you want? He said that he wants to be the one to drug test Jake anytime he wants. Okay, that's great and all. So when you're watching Breaking Bad on your couch and suddenly you get a knock on the door and oh yeah, it's a Matt Lucas lookalike holding up a plastic bag. Bit weird. But anyway, long story short, Jake has responded with these requests for Dana.
Happy New Year, Dana White. Here's a real challenge for you. I will immediately retire from boxing and fight Jorge Masvidal in the UFC if you agree to...
Okay, hold up. Jake Paul is offering death. This can't be true. It can't be realistic. I can't take it seriously because if Jake stepped into the ring with Jorge Masvidal, it's like agreeing to step into a zoo cage with a man-eating lion. In there with Jorge, within 13 seconds, his spine would look like a broken radiator. Ozzy, the entire landscape of his back would resemble a game of snakes and ladders. Yes, Jake fought Ben Askren, sure. Jorge Masvidal put him to sleep inside 4 seconds. Coming up against a martial arts superstar and allowing him to use his weapons such as his elbows and his knees. And honestly, this isn't a joke. I wouldn't even want to see this, because Jake would have to spend the next 30 years being fed cereal through a tube in his neck. Also, Jake is a man who's already claimed that he wants to make $250,000 out of boxing. So immediately retiring now, throwing that payday away, makes no sense, but anyway.
1. Increase the minimum fighter pay to 50k. It's 12k now. Guarantee UFC fighters 50% of UFC annual revenues, $1 billion in 2021. Provide long-term healthcare to all fighters. You previously said brain damage is part of the gig. Imagine if the NFL said that. There are many UFC alums who have publicly said they are suffering from brain damage. You have 5 days to accept and to implement this above by March 31st, 2022. Once implemented, I will immediately retire from boxing, enter USADA, and agree to a one-fight deal in the UFC to fight Weak Chin Jorge.
So apparently Jake Paul is trying to reinvent himself as UFC's answer to Robin Hood. I mean, he's going to chuck his boxing career in a bin and allow himself to be beaten up in the UFC, where Ozzy his kneecaps would be snapped like Weetabix. No, this is all a publicity stunt. He knows Dana's not going to accept his offer, and he doesn't want him to accept his offer, because he doesn't want to retire from boxing. I mean, no, this man will never ever enter an octagon with Jorge Masvidal under any conditions. He is a professional troll, and if you truly believe that a smart businessman like him would accept serious injury and utter humiliation on a worldwide scale, if you believe that, then you've got the brains of cauliflower. Return of Deji. Remember Deji? He's back, chucking in a Rocky-style boxing video.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, yeah, how inspiring. Apparently he's gonna fight Bryce Hall. Oh yes, what a meaty, thrilling, exciting rivalry. I mean, think of the beef, the hatred, right?
Same thing with Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall had all this.
I know, he's another one who's, he's lovely too.
He's lovely too. Here they are hugging. Good luck selling that fight with your Bebo other half. I mean, I hope Deji's got a new team around him, because clearly the last trainers just let him eat donuts and fistfuls of chicken nuggets in the gym toilets. Anyway, that's it. Time to go. What do you think? Alright, let me know in the comment section below. Do you want to see more stuff like this? Do you want to see regular uploads on this channel? Let me know. Alright, and listen, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.